Hi, my name is Dr. Ford, and we're going to talk about some intuitive eating principles today. Sometimes we have thoughts, or sometimes intuitive eating likes to call it food voices. And food voices are maybe a stream of consciousness or thoughts that we're having about food we don't realize we're having that are causing distress. And I'm going to go over 3 food voices that can cause disruptive eating behaviors or patterns that are leading to disordered eating, which can lead to lack of connection, lack of joy in your life. So the food police is now saying these foods are good or bad, which it feels a little nuanced if you've never experienced this. But if I have good foods or bad foods, I possibly couldn't eat the bad foods, because then what could happen that's bad? There typically tends to be a lot of anxiety around this, a lot of rigid behaviors, which makes social eating hard, going out to eat hard, which creates a lot of anxiety, which can disrupt relationships, disrupt the experience, and ultimately disrupt joy. Nutrition informant is actually creating these cultural myths about food that change over time. So in the 80s or 90s, it was fattening foods are not healthy. Now we're in this culture where fattening foods are actually protective. And there's these trends that people will use conclusions that they've either read or researched, and they interject it in the food experience. And this nutrition informant can actually remove you from the experience, remove you from what you're experiencing in your body, and create a lot of, again, lack of joy, lack of connection, and ultimately lack of what you're experiencing when it comes to your eating experience. The third is the diet rebel, where they make comments about your eating that can feel really powerless, like, oh, well, I'm never going to be able to do this anyway. If I buy this, I'll never be able to say no. The food just talks to me, so why even try? It's a lot of self-defeating talk, and it leaves you no room to change. It leaves you no room to even try. So I deal a lot with this with people that have ARFID. Well, she's just a picky eater, so why even try? And it's this self-fulfilling prophecy that there's no room for growth and there's no hope. The only thing that's more powerful than fear is hope. And so reframing it, at least the inner voice, to say, but I'm going to try. I might not be experiencing this now, and I'm going to try. And hope is one of the best things to help us to keep moving forward, to create an experience where we have more joy, where we have more connection. But you have to notice first the stream of consciousness in order to improve the inner food voices. Food voices that can feel really helpful is an anthropologist, someone that's a really good observer with no judgment. So in anthropology, you look at what's happening in people's culture without judgment, and you observe and you notice trends. And so a great way to do this with your own food intake is a journal. But journals can be really hard because you sense judgment. But in anthropology, you're not judging what's happening in the culture. You're observing for trends or evaluations to create conclusions to then propel forward without the shame or the guilt. Hope this was helpful, and follow if you want to hear more about intuitive eating.